So, October has come, and everyone knows what that means.
It is this Pokemon!
Yeah, Halloween is here. Now is the time when all the retailers and grocery stores put out all of their most garish and gaudy decorations for that most irreverent and fun time of the year, good old All Hallows Eve. My partner is more excited about it than I am because he loves Halloween more than I do. We go shopping for decorations every other day. I'm not as nuts about home decor as he is, but I do know what appeals to me. Now, I like Halloween. It's not my favorite holiday. Actually, as I've gotten older, I've kind of fallen out of love with holidays. Still, Halloween is one that I like. I mostly just like to spend the night watching scary movies. Used to be I tried my very darndest to catch an airing of Halloween 3 Season of the Witch at least once during the month of October, but no more. Maybe I'll buy it at some point. I don't know. Anyway, Halloween. It's alright. But as I mentioned, my partner is way more into it than I am. He still likes to watch horror movies, but whereas I like genuinely scary horror movies like the aforementioned Halloween 3 and also The Thing, Alien, the Universal Monster movies, and The Keep, my partner likes the more kid-friendly horror movies he grew up watching like Hocus Pocus and the Halloween Town movies. I don't think he had ever seen The Nightmare Before Christmas or Coraline before he met me. For sure he'd never seen Rocky Horror Picture Show. He told me that much. But irrelevant. The point is, he has an eye for decor. But he always picks out the same kind of thing. Pumpkins, bats, candy corn, witches. Especially witches. Oh, he loves witches. Comes from growing up watching Charmed, I guess. More of a Witches of Eastwick kind of guy myself. But The Craft was pretty cool too. We both liked The Craft. But anyway, there's always one thing that he never picks out, but I always love. Skeletons. Next to jack-o'-lanterns and witches, I think skeletons are a staple of Halloween decor. And yet the partner has a deep aversion to decorating the home with them. Some of the coolest decorations I've seen at Home Goods are skeletons. Most of them, in fact. So, one time I was on Twitter, and I read a tweet from a user I follow. The user asked why there isn't a modern-day horror film with a skeleton as a villain. And it got me to thinking, yeah, why is that? Plenty of 1950s B-movies have a monster skeleton for sure. But the 1950s was a long time ago, and monster movies have largely fallen out of favor. Vampires are still popular, and to a lesser extent werewolves, but what about other monsters? I mean, maybe zombies could be seen as a sort of modern-day horror movie monster, but the zombie as we know it hasn't really been in film for that long. There's plenty of African myths and voodoo stories dating as far back as the 17th century, but really, when you hear the word zombie, what do you think? Night of the Living Dead. Zombie bites you, turns you into a zombie. Shoot a zombie in the head, kills him. But zombies are still at least humanoid. And if they're humanoid, they must have a humanoid skeleton underneath. But what if the skeleton was just a zombie without the flesh? No brain to shoot. You break off an arm or a leg, it'll just put it back on. If it was sliced off, that might make it a little more difficult for it to fix. But slicing through a bone with anything less than a chainsaw would be difficult too. Everyone knows how to kill other kinds of monsters. Vampires? Stake through the heart and sunlight will kill them. Garlic and the cross will repel them. Easy. Werewolves? Shoot it with a silver bullet. Simple. Zombies? Like I said, kill the brain, kill the zombie. If you really want to be thorough, you can burn it, but that's just what I would do. But a skeleton? How do you kill a skeleton? What if there's no brain? Maybe it's being controlled by magic, but how would you find out something like that? Ask the average Joe Schmo or plain Jane on the street, "Yo, you seen this magic, man?" If they didn't laugh in your face, they probably call the funny farm. So, I ask again, how do you kill a skeleton? Well, shooting it is probably out of the question. You could probably mow it down with a machine gun, but what if it just finds a way to put itself back together again, like the Iron Giant? Steamroller? Good idea, but steamrollers are big and slow. The skeleton was once human, presumably, and humans can still run. They can still hide. Even if you did corner it, who's to say you'd still be able to flatten it? What if the steamroller gets stuck? Or didn't go in far enough? Or leaves a little bit of space for the skeleton to escape? Now, there's got to be another way to kill a skeleton. Some way, anyway. Hydraulic press? Maybe, but you have to find a pretty darn big press to fit a skeleton. And you'd have to somehow trap it and keep it under the press long enough to crush it. And like I said, skeletons can run. Okay, what else is there? We tried shooting it, crushing it, cutting it. What else can we do? Burn it? Flamethrower? Probably.